The cracked pot. There she goes again, said the perfect, flawless pot to the cracked pot, carrying both of us in her delicate arms, day in and day out. I don't know why she bothers with you, the kind lady, he went on. You broken, cracked, useless vessel, dripping half the water on the ground by the time Our Lady reaches home to her master. He sneered at the cracked pot. Every morning she wakes up early and walks 2 kilometers to the river to get water for her master, carrying the two of us in her arms. And what do we come back with? Not 2, but 1.5 pots of water. All thanks to you, sniggered the flawless pot. The cracked pot said nothing. What could he say anyway? The perfect pot is right, he thought. I do drop half of my water on the way home, and sometimes I hardly have any of it left by the time she reaches home. He thought to himself with a lump in his throat. Why does she carry me around every day, 2 kilometers from the river to her master's house? He wondered sadly. It's been 2 years now since I was damaged, he thought, remembering that bitter dark morning when a speeding bullock cart had rushed past, knocking him down, causing the crack on his side. Why didn't she throw me away then? He asked himself bitterly. Why leave me to bear the shame and humiliation of the flawless pot's insults each day? The cracked pot cried in agony. The next day, as the lady began filling both the pots to take them back, he could bear it no longer and finally said to her, Dear miss, you work so hard. You carry me around every day, but I hardly hold any water for you. I'm useless. Why don't you just throw me away and get another pot? You don't even get full value for your efforts because of me, because of my flaw, he said to her. The kind lady looked at the pot in surprise. Is that what you believe? That you are useless? She asked him. Of course. Look at my crack. I can't even carry water for you, he said to her. As she filled him up once more despite his protests, she said, Today, as we walk back home, I would like you to observe your side of the path carefully and tell me what you see. As she began walking to her master's house, singing joyfully to herself, the cracked pot observed his side of the path. To his delight and surprise, he realized that the path was covered with pretty flowers, all the way from the river to the doorstep of the master's home, while the other side was empty and bare. As they reached her door, she asked him, Do you think you're useless now? Did you see how your crack helps me water the flower bed and create a beautiful path to the master's house? Why, only yesterday he commented as he returned home from his walk, How beautiful the path this side is looking, she said. Soon after that little accident with the bullock cart, I knew just what to do with you, she went on excitedly. I took advantage of your flaw and planted flower seeds on your side of the path. And every day, while we walked back from the river, you've watered them. And in no time, I have been able to pick these lovely flowers to decorate my master's home. Without you being just the way you are, he would never have the delight of these beauties in his house or on this path, she said. Oh yes, I do see it, the cracked pot said joyously. And the master noticed it, you say? He asked with newfound hope. He did indeed, said the kind lady, smiling at the cracked pot. So, perhaps my purpose was not to carry water for you, but to help the flowers bloom? He asked, emotion welling in his throat. You've got it, said the lady cheerfully. holding the cracked pot close to her as she walked into the house with a lively bounce in her step. We are all cracked pots in some way or other, aren't we? And rather than trying to become perfect, what if we accept those cracks? Accept our uniqueness and find our own unique purpose through those cracks? This tale was adapted from Indian folklore and read by Shireen Irani.